I left my boyfriend after he turned me into a live-in nanny for his kids. I started dating Ryan when I was 22 and he was 31. He had 2 kids from a previous relationship, a 6-year-old and an 8-year-old. At first, everything seemed fine. He told me his ex was difficult and he was doing his best as a single dad. I was working full-time at Target and taking college classes at night trying to finish my degree. Ryan seemed supportive at first, always saying how amazing it was that I was working so hard to build my future. 3 months into dating, he asked if I wanted to move in with him. He said it would save me money on rent and we could spend more time together. That's when everything changed. Suddenly, I was the one making breakfast for his kids every morning. I was packing their lunches, helping with homework, doing their laundry. Ryan would come home from work and just sit on the couch playing video games while I made dinner and gave the kids baths. He stopped paying for groceries and started asking me to cover them since I was eating there too. Then it became half the rent. Then it became most of the rent because he said his child support payments were killing him. I was working 40 hours a week, taking 3 college classes, and basically raising 2 kids that weren't mine. The worst part was when his youngest got sick and had to stay home from school. Ryan told me I needed to call out of work to watch her. When I said I couldn't afford to miss a shift, he got mad and said if I really cared about his family, I'd make it work. I ended up losing my job because I called out so many times. His kids started calling me mom. At first, I thought it was cute, but then I realized Ryan was telling them to call me that. He wanted me to be their mom without actually giving me any respect or help. One night, I was so exhausted, I fell asleep during my online class. I woke up to Ryan shaking me, saying the kids needed a snack. That's when I realized I was trapped. I had no money left. I was failing my classes. My friends had stopped calling because I was never available. I called my grandma crying and told her everything. She told me to pack my stuff and come home immediately. On October 1st, while Ryan was at work and the kids were at school, I grabbed all my things and left. I moved back into my grandma's tiny spare bedroom. Ryan started calling me immediately. Dozens of texts and calls every day. He kept saying how much he loved me and how I was his soulmate, how he'd never find another woman like me, but I noticed he never apologized for how he treated me. He never said he'd help more or pay for things. He just kept talking about how perfect we were together. I blocked him on everything. Life got so much easier. I wasn't constantly exhausted. I got a new job at a coffee shop near campus. My grades started improving. Then last week, he texted me from a different number. He said he slept with his ex-hookup because he was so heartbroken over me leaving. He described how disgusting he felt after and how much he wished things were different. Then he said it was all my fault that he did it, that I hurt him so badly he had no choice but to find comfort somewhere else. I read the message 3 times just staring at my phone. This man really thought telling me he slept with someone else would make me want him back. He thought blaming me for his choices would work. I started laughing so hard my grandma came in asking what was funny. I showed her the message and she just shook her head. That's when I realized how much he'd messed with my brain.